just to start, best and worst thing about being a parent.
Oh God. Well, okay. First thing's the easiest. Best thing about being a parent, it's an indescribable love, I guess, that you don't really know until you become a parent.
Right.
And you realize this shortly after he or her is born.
Like instantly.
Yeah, it's
Instantly.
and it changes
love
your
that.
and it changes your outlook
Baby more
on
than you love
everything.
anything,
Yeah,
yeah.
and it changes your outlook on everything. I mean,
Yeah.
it just your whole outlook on everything that you've ever done. It just flips the script on a lot of that stuff. So
Right.
that is that type of stuff. And then of course when you receive the love back, especially as they start to get older and stuff, the way they interact with you, I can't describe that. But and only another parent would know that. The worst, man, there's a lot to worry about. A lot more than you ever think about.
Yeah.
Because you never want anything to happen to them. You almost want to like cocoon them so nothing can happen. Obviously, you can't do that.
You say, we say we don't want to put them in this bubble, but you kind of do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because especially us, we see the worst of the worst out of people.
Right.
And in this world. So I know what's out there. Just like you, we know what's out there. So it scares the hell out of me when I see that. So I think that's the biggest thing. And right now, I'm in a different phase than you. He's only 6, so I'm in a much earlier phase that you have already been through.
Right.
You're, much further along. I know you have 3, so you're at all different stages. You're talking like graduated high school, middle school. Like it's a completely different thing.
I always tell people because it's just a different set of issues as they get older.
Yeah.
Like I look back at pictures now, dude. I've told you this, and I look back at, where they were all 3 relatively small.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy crap, dude. Like, young and just ambitious. What a young and ambitious young man I was. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot, like, you know what I'm saying? And there's different issues when they're little, when they're older, you got the teenage stuff, and they're all, there's no 2 kids are the same.
Yeah, and you know what? You get different, it's funny, you get different sets of problems at different stages.
Of course.
So, in the beginning, it's just either the tantrums and things, and then it gets into the talking back, and then they don't listen.
And that's I was gonna say, my toughest thing, easily, is when I have to be hard on them, when I have to discipline them, when I gotta take away things that I know they like,
and they don't realize how hard it is.
when I gotta punish them,
it
it
kills you.
It kills me. But the deal that I made from day one was, as long as I feel I am doing the absolute best for them, so that they grow up to be successful, independent, self-sufficient adults. Okay? And define success as you may. I mean,
everybody's got their
whatever they want to do. They want to be a teacher, they want to be a lawyer, they want to be, I want them to be happy. But as long as I feel I've done the absolute best to make them better adults, they can be upset with me, and that's fine. I will sleep like a baby. Because the fact is, they'll be upset with me sometimes, I'll be upset with them sometimes, and that'll be that. But that's the hardest part for me. I hate having to be tough, and I have to be tough when I gotta be tough.
I know. So what was the deal this week?
Teenage stuff from a pre-teener.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Like, not listening, not being, obedient, I guess. I mean, it's different than, like, I'm sure your parents give you advice, my parents give me advice, and it's tougher because it's different generations, man. And so you kind of create your own style.
Of course.
So I got a little bit of my dad, a little bit of my mom, and then some stuff that they would never do. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I remember growing up, just one quick example, where I was a big Tupac fan, and, early 90s hip hop, you lived through it, you know what I'm saying?
And real music.
Right. But I remember having to hide
of course
my tapes.
Too loud.
Like if it said parental advisory, like my old man wasn't having it, right? Things like that where with me in my house, I don't shelter them from any of that. They know it's music, just like movies, just like video games. I mean, Grand Theft Auto is a big no-no for obvious reasons.
Right now it's a no guns thing with Aiden regarding games.
Right.
I don't care if it's lasers, Fortnite, any of that stuff, which he loves to play. He's seen his aunt, who's only 11 years old, play it. But right now he's at that. He's too early for that stuff, including explicit lyrics and the songs. And right now I have to shelter him from that. Yeah. Because he's too young.
No, he's young. Yeah. He's still too young. But my deal with all 3 of them has been, if you can handle it, You can listen to it. I mean, obviously, I'm not letting him watch certain movies. You know what I'm saying? Like,
How's he with the horror movies?
he loves the horror movies.
Does it scare the hell out of him? Does he have?
He loves it.
he
He
loves
wants to go see it too. Now I don't like that stuff. They actually,
Yeah.
I've got an off-duty thing Friday night,
Okay.
and they were like, "Oh, we'll go that then to see," because I know that you don't have any interest in it. It's not my
Okay.
kind of
But what
movie.
about no nightmares, that type of thing?
No, never.
See, that's the thing. It's funny. Aiden at 6 loves that stuff, but the
Yeah.
thing is, we have to regulate him some because he ends up giving himself. He's too young. He gives himself nightmares.
Yeah.
So like, I'm not gonna let him watch it. I'm not gonna let him watch like. He loves.
They've
It's
been
funny.
trying to see it, bro.
Like,
I don't
like
get
Friday the
attraction.
13th, like Freddy, like all these things from Nightmare on
Yeah.
Elm Street. You know, these old school ones. And I'm like, nah, it's too cool. Like, I can't let him see that stuff.
Yeah.
He likes them. He likes their pictures because he likes monsters and all that stuff. But he doesn't know anything about the movies. He doesn't know anything about it. So I've kept him from them. So I get it.
Yeah,
You
but
know?
as long as they act right, man, you know, I don't shelter them from things. I don't. It's finding a nice balance. I don't shelter them from adult issues, but they know to listen.
Yeah.
If I'm letting you hear this conversation about something I'm discussing with your mom, it's not for you to give your opinion. I don't care for it. You're young, but I'm very transparent with my mistakes as an adult.
Yeah.
I want them to learn from every adult they can.
Yeah.
Dad's not perfect. Uncle ain't perfect. Auntie ain't perfect. Grandma ain't perfect. So learn anything from you can. Try to better yourself. But it's just when you know, they don't listen. You know the way that I am, and if something is expected, it's as clear cut as you can be. I don't leave anything left for the imagination.
Yeah.
If I want certain chores to be done, they're gonna know about it. I'm gonna text them all. It's gonna be in writing, and
Oh, I know. And everyone in the household knows.
and so if somebody slips up and doesn't do it just because they didn't want to,
Yeah,
I gotta address
yeah,
that.
that's not good enough. I get
You
it.
know,
Yeah.
because again, in my house growing up, you were told to do something, it got done. Okay, you weren't told twice. So.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the unfortunate, I guess, part of parenting, but it's necessary. It's a necessary evil.
Okay.
You know, and the best part, obviously, is anytime that they work hard for something and see success,
Yeah.
you share that with them.
Well,
It could be sports, it could be school, it could be
with as much stuff as you're involved in, obviously they're gonna see that stuff, which I want Abe to see the same. Because
Yeah.
we never stop. You know how it is. At least right now. So.
I think about that a lot. You know, where and like my wife will tell me, you don't gotta say so much. They see it. You know, Aiden sees you, you know, coming from work, going to the gym, being there for him for everything, working the side business,
Right.
doing, and so subconsciously, you know what I'm saying? He's growing up seeing that work ethic. You know, I remember seeing my parents and with the working out stuff, seeing my dad as a kid, and when I'm little, it's like goes over your head, but you recognize it. So
Well.
hopefully they're paying attention.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
tell you, I had and I don't know